Yo, hola, buenos dias from Dubai. So, yeah, I just woke up. I'm still a bit tired. But anyway, I want to talk about something, yeah? Like, I've been in Dubai for about 3 weeks now. Not my first time here. Probably definitely not my last, hopefully. But interesting enough, this time I've been driving here, which I never did before. I never had the courage, but due to circumstances, I've ended up borrowing a really nice car from a friend. And yeah, I've had some real fun experiences driving here. But what I want to talk about, I just want to talk about the differences between driving here and driving back in the UK. And believe me, it's way different. So anyway, we'll get on to it. So anyway, first I'll talk about the similarities. So Dubai used to be a British colony at some or a protectorate or something like that. So they kind of follow a British way of driving, like standards of roads and stuff, even though they do drive on the other side. And one similarity, I mean, anyone who's driven the UK, you know that there are signs for everything. I mean, the UK, the roads are very well signposted and marked. You know, it's not like guesswork where you have to figure out which lane to be in or which place to be like that. You know, everything, or even like speed limits or anything like that. Everything is very well signposted. Same as here. Like in Dubai, there's a sign for everything. The roads are very well marked. Actually here, when it comes to road markings and positionings, things are actually easier here because even in towns, like in the neighborhood and the town itself, mostly the roads are actually divided. Like it's not like in the UK where you've got like a single carriageway where it's sort of like, the traffic passes each other. In Dubai, they don't have that. Like even where I'm staying, Silicon Oasis, the roads are divided. So, you've got one-way traffic this way, one-way traffic that way, which kind of makes it easy in some ways, but at the same time it's annoying if you need to like get to a shop there, because you'll have to go all the way to the end, hit the roundabout and go back, or find a U-turn somewhere, while in England you just stop wherever. Also, another similarity between here and the UK is that the driving license is pretty hard to get. It's not a case of just sitting a very basic test and proving you can drive in a straight line, which in most countries it is. Like here, you have to do like a lot of hours of driver training first, like in the UK. And interestingly enough, if you're from the UK coming to Dubai, you can drive here without an international permit. You don't need a translation. Like you can just use your UK license directly. And if you was to become a resident here, you don't have to sit a test here. They'll just exchange it directly for their license. And funnily enough, it's the same with a UAE license. If you take a Dubai driving UAE license to the UK and you decide to be a resident in the UK, they will also accept that license straight as a direct swap. They don't make you do tests. Like a lot of countries that come to UK, you get a year to drive and then you have to do a test and get your license. But with the UAE license, because it's such a difficult test, they'll accept it straight away. So that's interesting. It means that technically the standard of driving here should be very high. But we'll get onto that in the next part. Alright, so the main differences of driving here as opposed to the UK. One, the main obvious difference is that they drive on the other side of the road, like in the US, like in Europe. That's one of the main ones. Two, they've got this rule when it comes to speed, like mostly in Dubai and Sharjah, not so much in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is very strict. But in Dubai, say the speed limit is 60 kilometers an hour. See, that's another difference. They also use kilometers here, not miles. But saying that, the speed limits in Dubai are a little bit higher than they are in the UK. Like a normal sort of, I don't know, like say in the UK where you go outside the city and it'd be like 30 miles an hour, here it'd be like 60 kilometers an hour, which is roughly, it's about 40, maybe like 41, 42 miles an hour, like that. Within the town itself, it's 40 kilometers an hour, which is, yeah, roughly about 30 or like 29, something like that. You'll have to do the calculation. But the weird rule is here is that say in the town or anywhere you go, say the speed limit is 40 kilometers an hour, you're allowed to go up to 60. They have this weird plus 20 rule, and everyone goes by that. Like nobody's driving the speed limit here. Or if you're going outside the town, going from say, and it's not on the highway, you're just going from say one neighborhood to the next, and it's 60 kilometers an hour, you can do up to 80. And so on and so on. I mean, you know, the national speed limit when you're on the main highways is 100, but everyone's doing 120. So yeah, you see my point now. And that's another difference. Another one, and this is really, really frustrating. You may have noticed that in the UK, like when you're on the motorway, when you're on A roads, which are basically like motorways, but not as big, when you've got an exit, the exit is always just off. You go off the road. That's the exit. In Dubai, it's not like that at all. Like sometimes to exit the highway to get to where you need to be, you like everyone uses either Google Maps or Waze or whatever. It will say to exit, go forward, take the ramp. Which first I'm like, which is the ramp? What's the ramp? From what I know from very traumatic experience of going a lot further than I thought I had to go, taking the ramp means to go up. So it's like, example, you've got two roads. You'll see the one that looks like it's going off the highway, and then you'll see a road that goes up like this. To exit, it may not necessarily be the one going off. That might be to carry on straight. But to exit, you may have to go on the inner road up, which bizarrely enough will maybe take you round and down. And it's so confusing. Like the worst thing as well, these highways, you've got like 5 lanes each side. And then you've got 2 exit lanes as well, or entry, where slip road lanes as well. So sometimes you're following Google, and if you've not got enough anticipation time to even make that ramp, you might have to like slide your car across like 2 lanes at once to make it. And you can't always do it. And I've had it where, say I was gonna get petrol or something, and the map show you, okay, you'll get to that station in about like 1.5 kilometers. I've missed the ramp because I wasn't able to slide the car across in time, and I've had to go an extra 15 kilometers to make it to either that same place or find a new one. Like if you miss that exit in the UK, if you miss an exit, you could probably find another exit and not even add more than a mile to your journey. Not here in Dubai. If you miss an exit, you're adding maybe an extra 10 to 15 miles to your journey to go to the same place. It's crazy. And like literally the first time I did it, I was panicking. I was literally shaking like, oh my God, what have I done? And you can't just get off. You can't say, no, I'm going to stop here. You can't do that, not here. You have to just ride it out. It's really, I don't get it. It's something else, but it makes you pretty sharp. And another thing I want to get onto is the fact that in the UK, most people, they drive to a UK standard. they're left brain drivers, so they're following the rules. Everyone's expecting everyone else to do the same thing because that's the rules. But here, no. Like, you've got people from all over the world driving here, from Kenya, from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, wherever, yeah? And a lot of them haven't gotten their UAE license yet. They're driving on their home licenses, driving like they would at home. And like, enforcement, apart from speed limits and certain things, is pretty lax here. You rarely ever get stopped by the police here. Most of the time you get caught, you just get the fine put in, it'll get deducted from your account or sent to an address or something, I mean, the UK have it as well with the speed cameras, but, there's a lot more police that could catch you doing stupid things. And in the UK, if you make a mistake, everyone will let you know you made a mistake. They'll be beeping at you, cursing you, whatever. You will know. Even a little mistake, like, say, switching lanes at the last minute or not going when you're supposed to go, people will let you know. In the UK, we're quite aggressive like that. Nobody here cares, everybody's making a mistake. Everybody's just doing whatever they like, indicating that's optional. Even the common courtesy of letting people in, say you're coming onto the highway from a slip road and you've got way less of a crawler lane here. Like, sometimes you've got to stop at the line on that crawler lane and then jump in. You can't just ride the crawler lane because in the UK, common sense says that you're on the crawler lane, most cars will move over to let you in. They don't here, they really don't. And the same when you're trying to get out as well. Most cars will sort of clear the way to let you out. Here they won't. It's quite selfish driving here, sadly. I'm not saying it ain't fun, I'm just saying that you have to basically fight for your place here. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, that is some of the main differences between driving in the UK and driving here in Dubai. Like, here, you've got to use your right brain a lot more. You've got to anticipate here. You got to basically fight your way in. It's a lot more, what's that word? I mean, anticipatory, yes. But it's also like jungle mentality. And not only that, the bigger the car, the more priority he has. Driving a small car here in Dubai does not work. I mean, people do it. I've seen tiny little like Kia Picantos, Minis, stuff like that. I salute those people. They are brave. I need a minimum of like a saloon, like a sort of family car, not family car, but a decently sized car to drive here. I couldn't do it in that tiny thing because you'll just get run off the road. People will literally bully you. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about, One thing though, here in Dubai, if you have a driving license, renting a car is easy and it's cheap, really cheap. Like, you can rent a car for less than 100 dirham or like less than £20 a day, and petrol also silly cheap. It's like, at the moment, maximum price for the best petrol is 3 dirham, which is it's just over 60 pence a litre. Well, in the UK, what is it now? Probably like 150, 155? So, there's that. I mean, like in the UK, we think about, is it worth the trip? We're going to use lots of petrol. Here, you don't think about it. You just jump in the car and go. Like, at the moment, I've been driving a pretty nice car. It's a Mercedes-Benz CLS 63. That car is 5.5 litre engine. Massive. Like, my car in the UK is a VW Polo, which has a 1.4 litre engine. You see, this car has 4 times the engine size of mine at the moment. And it does drink petrol. Like, I put 20 quid in, which is like 100 dirham, 20 quid, which gets you way more petrol than 20 quid would in the UK. Like, 20 quid here will get you close to 35 litres of petrol. But in that car, it barely fills a quarter of the tank. Mad. And it, you know, when you're driving, it drinks a lot too. I mean, you can hear in the back, you know, you can hear the power of it. Fun car, but I'm not gonna lie. And for the way people drive in Dubai, in order to say fight my way in, it's very easy because I can step on it, and I could probably beat most cars on the road here. Like I've sometimes just for fun gone in the fast lane and just took everything. Like, and it's an automatic as well. That's even the crazy part. It's not even gears, and just stepping on it, it will just leave everything behind. But you know, you pay for it. But yeah, basically, I just want to talk about differences in that. If you are here and you want to rent something, I recommend an app called UDrive. And with UDrive, what's interesting, you can rent them either by the minute, by 1 day, by a week, by a month. I rented a car for a day, 24 hours, and it cost me 140 dirham, including everything, including petrol. Like the fuel is free. Any petrol station you go to here, they'll fill it up. You don't pay because they know it's a UDrive car. And also it has free parking as well. At any parking spaces around the UAE, you can park there, and that's included also in the rental. So in a way, even though the rental seems higher than a normal rental company, because it includes the petrol and the parking, it balances out. The only downside is that it's limited on distance. You're only allowed to do 100 kilometers a day, which isn't a lot, to be honest. I mean, it goes a lot faster than you think it does. You know, just for me to say drive to the next emirate like Sharjah, or you know, somewhere close around, or just to go around Dubai all day, I could easily use that 100k without even thinking. Forget going to Abu Dhabi. Just one way to Abu Dhabi is like 95k, and that's assuming you don't take any wrong exits, which, like I said, will take you another 20 kilometers to correct yourself. There's that as well. But for just going around the city in Dubai, okay, it's good. You know, just for looking around, sightseeing, but not for long journeys. But anyway, so I've talked about that. If you guys have any questions or are interested in coming to UAE and you want to drive here, leave a comment. You know, I'll be happy to answer any questions. I've had basically a 3-week crash course in driving here, and it's been insane, but it's been fun. When I get back to the UK, driving will be easy there. After driving here for 3 weeks, yeah, driving the UK, I could probably do it, well, not with my eyes closed, but you see my point. But yeah, if you're interested, I definitely recommend it. But just do your homework on traffic laws, on the norms here, and then have some fun. So anyway, I'm gonna go for now. It's a nice sunny day. It's about 45 degrees outside. So anyway, see you next time. Peace out.